That is President Trump looking to replace Ruth Bader Ginsburg on the Supreme Court with another woman. Reports say he'll nominate Circuit Judge Amy Coney Barrett. She's just 48 years of age, and this could mean conservatives will have a majority for a generation. Let's take a closer look with our panel. Thomas Jipping is the Deputy Director of Edwin Meese Center for Legal and Judicial Studies at the Heritage Foundation. He's also the Senior Legal Fellow at the Foundation. Vernon Jones is a Democratic State Representative in Georgia. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
So first, I want to go to you, State Representative. The issue here with Amy Coney Barrett, is this rushed, or do you think this is constitutionally okay for the president to do?
Well, first of all, it is constitutionally okay. And let's be clear, you can't take politics out of politics. If the situation were reversed and you had Chuck Schumer and the Democrat had a majority of the Senate, they would do the exact same thing. Fortunately for this president, it happened during his time, and he has a Senate that's agreeable. I think there are only a couple of Republicans who may not be supportive, but he has the votes, and actually it can become an election issue to have that conservative replacement on the bench. And so right now the ball is in President Trump's court.
So I want to go a little bit into the background here, Mr. Thomas. If you could tell us who Amy Coney Barrett really is and why she's such a powerful pick.
The president appointed Amy Barrett to the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Seventh Circuit, which includes Indiana, Illinois, and Wisconsin, in 2017. She was one of his first federal appeals court appointments. She taught at Notre Dame Law School for the previous 15 years and developed a national reputation for her scholarship as it relates to the federal courts, things like constitutional interpretation, standing, and originalism. She herself grew up in Louisiana. She was the oldest of 7 children. She and her husband have 7 children now, 5 of them their natural children and 2 adopted from Haiti. She clerked for U.S. Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia, and before that, for one of Scalia's colleagues on the D.C. Circuit, Judge Lawrence Silberman. It would be hard to describe a more excellent academic record than she's had. And at 48 years old, I look forward to her being on the Supreme Court for 30-plus years. I think what's distinctive is that I worked on the Judiciary Committee for Senator Orrin Hatch for 15 years, including 5 Supreme Court nominations. And I don't recall hearing anyone who was more articulate and clear in her explanation and also her conviction about the traditional approach that judges are supposed to take to deciding their cases. Yep. She is going to be the kind of judge, I think, that America's founders designed the judiciary to have.
So, Thomas, is she cut from the same mold as Scalia, you think?
Well, they certainly come from the same basic understanding of the judge's job. There's 2 different ways of looking at what judges are supposed to do. One is the way the founders designed the judiciary to work. That's the kind of approach that Scalia, Barrett, and many others take. It's a more modest role. And the other, which is more contemporary, is a very political and powerful role where judges can make up the meaning to the Constitution. They can, further political agendas. She rejects that, and I think we all should. And so I think they do come from generally the same perspective as to how judges should approach deciding their cases.
Well, Mr. Jones, there's obviously already started a line of attack here. What is the Democratic line of attack? If it's not on her credentials, which seem to be apparently above board, what will they be saying about her, do you think?
Well, again, it's politics. It's not based on her credentials. I think it's clear she has those credentials. But I have noticed from Senator Feinstein and others about her religion being Catholic. Ironically, Justice Ginsburg was Catholic, and nobody had a problem with that. So you're going to just see them try to come up with some reason, some way to either distort her record or to make her not acceptable to this court. However, I think she's going to get through with flying colors because she does have what it takes, and she has the right judicial temperament.
Right. Well, Mr. Jones, I believe Justice Ginsburg was Jewish, not Catholic. But
I thought she was Catholic. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's totally fine. I mean, Thomas, the conservative majority, though, I mean, this is going to mean probably something on an abortion ruling. I really don't think Roe v. Wade is going to be overturned. I think it's set in precedent. As much as I disagree with certain policies, I just don't think it'll be overturned. But it will have impact on some serious other issues. Voting. There's going to be landmark firearms cases coming up. What else should we be looking for?
Well, first of all, I think it's really the wrong way to evaluate judges or judicial nominees to look at specific issues and predicting how they will rule in cases that don't even exist yet. I think what we should be focusing on is the process or the method that judges will apply to all of their cases. How are they going to go about interpreting the Constitution, no matter what the issue in a case? That's really what we should care about, and what the specific outcomes are going to be in certain cases. That's very hard to predict. Each case is unique. Each has its own facts. Each raises the issues in a different way. I think we really have to be looking for judges whose method is consistent with the way the judiciary was designed.
Right, which is, I believe, to be originalist. Now, Vernon, fast confirmation process with Obamacare on the line, danger for the Trump campaign that the left will make the loss of health care a driving issue. We know this helped them in 2018 take back the House, but is this going to be something that could actually push people in a decision in favor of Trump prior to his inauguration?
Well, I think the health legislation, the pending litigation on the health legislation, that's after the election. But you're going to find someone that's going to make something out of anything this president does. I think it shores up a lot of his base, to have her and get her confirmed right away, because they don't know what the outcome of the election could be. And so getting her on there and getting her confirmed quickly, that solidified the courts in a conservative manner for the next generation. And I think it helps in many ways. Now, on the other hand, those who are pro-Democrat, they don't want her. Obviously, it may stir some energy up in their base because they don't want to see her. But it's going to be kind of hard to defeat this particular jurist because of her background and having already gone through a confirmation not long ago for Court of Appeals. I think she's going to get through, and it's not going to be as big of a deal as many think it is.
I agree. And, Thomas, at age 48, she's going to be one of the youngest Supreme Court justices ever. This could help ensure decades of a conservative hold. Now, a lot of work has gone... I'm sorry?
She'll be one of the youngest recently, a little younger than Scalia. Justice Thomas was 43 when he was appointed. But you do have to go back quite a ways to back when life expectancy was a lot lower to find a justice that was that young. But the issue is she not only is she qualified, but is she committed to the kind of role that the judiciary is supposed to have? It is a lie to say that any justice's addition to the Supreme Court necessarily means that this case will be decided that way or health care will be gone, something like that. That is just a lie. And Democrats know it. They know the American people don't understand thoroughly how judges fit into our overall political system. Mm-hmm. But we need to tell the truth about that, and we need to tell the truth that judges aren't appointed for a day. They aren't appointed for an issue or a case. Judges are appointed for life to decide all of their cases impartially by applying the law, not their own personal views, and Judge Barrett is absolutely committed to that approach.